What's happening there, YouTube? Yep, if you would please for me like, comment, and subscribe on this video, help your boy out. Support doesn't cost a thing. Just cost subscribe, cost comment, and possibly even a like. So definitely do that for me. Definitely let's get into this because I know there's a lot of writers out there that they're trying to get into writing and they don't know what they're doing. Like they don't know which way to go. They're confused. They have an idea in their head. They don't want to put it. They want to put it down, but they're like, what do I do? And my advice is just write it. Why not? Just write it. What the thing is there is so much there's so many myths surrounding writing. So we're gonna get into this. No, you're not leaving from this video, or you can leave, whatever, and I'll just ramble to myself. Either way, I talk so much anyway. I'll just talk to myself. So let me go ahead and pull up 13 writing myths here. So I mean, there's quite a few of them that writers get, and I fell for these myself too. So I'm not just excluding myself. We're in the same boat together. All right. So the first one is going to be writing is a solitary activity. So basically, you're writing and we are isolated. I have isolated myself. I don't know if it's because of COVID or the pandemic in the past couple of years. There's times where I feel like I can't get out because I need to write my next book. But in the same token, if you're trying to become a big time author and you're trying to get your name out there amongst a lot of people, you're not going to be as solitary as you think you are. You're talking to people on social media. You're making YouTube videos like I am. You're getting out doing book signings. And in those book signings, you're interacting with people. You're interacting with other authors, and guess who you're also interacting with? Your fans. So there's a lot of different people that you are definitely interacting with. You're definitely talking to. You're definitely being social with. So when authors tell you like, well, we're interacting by ourselves, or we're isolated. It's like, I mean, yeah, if you're isolating when you're writing your book, but then after that, you're going to be answering, like I said, answering the emails. If you're author, because if you want to be a successful author, let's face it, you have to have a big social media platform. If you're just an isolated author and you're not trying to get out there, then I guess you're driving yourself nuts. And that's definitely not healthy. You probably should seek some help. So that'll be that. The next one is real writers find writing easy. Nah, not really. I've been writing for a very long time, and I will flat out tell you, writing is not easy. Even ask some of the professional writers. I feel George R.R. Martin's pain when it takes him a while to write a book. It is not easy, and it doesn't get any easier when you're writing. So I just try to power through the books that I write. I just try to write them the best I can. The first draft, I'm just like, let me just get through the first draft because I can at least work on it, do all the editing, all that stuff. Your first draft is not going to be a masterpiece. If you think you're going to write a first draft as a masterpiece, you need to go find a day job because it's not writing. So that'll be that one. So, three. So three is debut novel is a writer's first novel, and that is definitely not true. When a lot of writers have their debut write a novel, what they do, usually their first novel is not their debut novel. I'm trying to think. I know Stephen King's first novel. A lot of people say Stephen King's first novel is Carrie, and it's not his first novel. That's just his first. That's just his debut novel. That's not his first novel. Um, I think he actually self-published his first novel. Believe it or not. So yeah, for those who didn't know, yeah, Stephen King started out as a self-published novel or self-published author, and I read I think he made like $20,000 doing it, something like that. I could be wrong. You look it up, but I remember reading up on it. But Stephen King did start out as a self-published author back in the 60s or 70s or something like that, and then he just kind of built his rapport off of, like, his debut novels like Carrie, and then he just kept steamrolling, kept writing a bunch of novels. Stephen King has like over 10,000 novels out, so take that for what you will. Let's see. You need to be so number 4, you need to be a good writer before you write professionally. Um Now the thing with writing is, I don't know any writer who was a good writer before they started writing. Um, you just write. Look at J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare. You know, like you know, the lady who wrote The Help. Just like she couldn't even get published by a big publishing company. So I mean, like it. I don't think you have to be a professional writer to write professionally. You just have to be. I think more so. You just have to be marketable. Um, just write. That's all I say to people. Write and write the best book you can. Finish your book, and then go back and edit it. Just write the best book you can. I can't even say write. Write. You have to be a good writer. Being a good writer these days, and I'm starting to grow into it, mature into it more. Being a good writer is subjective. I've ran into people who said Stephen King is one of the absolute worst writers ever. Me and a lot of the writing community disagree with this person, but they said it to me, and I looked at him like he was crazy. So, Steve, like, but that's just my example to tell you that writing is subjective. You could be the best. You can write the next Godfather, and there's people who are going to sit up there and criticize your book. It is what it is. Just like art, writing is subjective. Writing is a art. Writing is an art form, and all art is subjective. It is what it is. Um, look at look at look at 50 Shades of Grey. What's her name? I knew her name too. I'm blanking on her name. But look at the woman who wrote 50 Shades of Grey. That book got criticized heavily. That is considered one of the worst books in literature. And yet it's one of the most successful books because there are audiences out there that have resonated with it. I think it sold like over like close to 100 million copies. Like the whole the series as a whole sold over 100 million copies. That's amazing. That's very good actually. So I mean, again, you I don't feel like you have to be the best writer before you write professionally. There are writers out there who are not considered good writers who write professionally, and they make big boy money off of it. You know, it's not something that they're not going like, oh my goodness, people are saying my writing is bad. No, it's nowhere near that. So just something to think about. All right, so another myth. Writing is a compulsion. So um I don't think not writing much because you're not writing. It's I don't know. It's not a compulsion because there's gonna be moments where you're not writing. Especially if you're a self-published author. If you watch my previous videos, I've talked about this at a length. But there's gonna be times where, like I said, where I'm like today, like I'm spending time making videos. And I spent like maybe a little bit of time writing. So I'm definitely gonna get back into writing. But the thing is, though, is a lot of people tell you that writing is a compulsion. Writing, you have to be a compulsive writer. You have to write every day. It's not true. Especially even there's gonna be times where you're not feeling it. And I feel like if you force those days where you're not feeling like you're gonna write, the inspiration is just not gonna come. You're gonna be sitting here because people say, like, even if you stare in front of a blank screen, that is the most boring thing ever. I'll be watching a movie or something like that, or I'll be off doing something and an idea just hits me and I'm like, bam, okay, it's time to write. Even if it's a work in progress that I'm working on. So again, something to think about, food for thought, and I'm feeding you. I got you a plate. See, I don't know. Characters control the writer. I actually believe in this, so I'm trying to skip that one. These are stuff I looked up. Sorry. Worthy ideas are especially unique. Okay, this is definitely one I want to hit on. Ideas are not special, worthy, and unique. I'm going to be honest with you. I think what makes an idea special, worthy, unique is how it's presented, more so. I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by they're not unique. Because a lot of people think, like, well, every idea has been done to death, so I'm not going to write my idea. And I think that's the wrong state of mind to have, because that's true that every idea has been done. But again, like I said, it's the presentation. There was a book. Let's actually, let me look at it like this. A book like what was a really popular book series that came out recently? Let's look at Hunger Games. Hunger Games was one of the biggest book series out. Became a movie, made like millions of dollars, became a multi-million-dollar franchise, all that other good stuff. And then, like, before you know it, you saw Divergent came out. Because I remember I went to theater after I read the first Hunger Games book, and I saw the first movie. And then I went to theater, and I saw the trailer for Divergent. Now, keep in mind, I never heard of Divergent. I didn't even know Divergent was a book series. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, "This is the Hunger Games." I literally just watched the entire trailer. I was like, "This is the Hunger Games." I was like, "Wow!" Somebody literally just made the Hunger Games and called it something else. And you know what I mean, and Divergent ended up becoming a popular series, and then what else after that? Maze Runner was pretty much another Hunger Games and Divergent, it was just a different name and probably different characters, different scenario, but it was the same concept. Evil adults putting kids in a dystopian situation. That was a thing. Fifth Wave came out, was the same thing. What was another? There was one more movie that came out, Darkest Light or Darkest Hour or something like that. It was some, I can't remember it, but the point I'm trying to make basically is, I mean, they did it with Harry Potter. There's a lot of Harry Potter clones. Twilight was popular. Then there was a bunch of Twilight clones that came out. So the point is that 50 Shades of Grey has its own clones. So there's no, like, a lot of ideas that are popular, they're not original. Me personally, I prefer to write original ideas. I don't like copying anybody else's formulas, anybody else's storylines. I kind of like to. I have imagination for my own stuff, but I don't like copying other people's stuff. So I mean, I kind of have my own way of writing things. But that's pretty much what I'm saying is, like, if you think that there are original ideas out there, there are none. Every idea comes from an original idea, if you want to be very honest with you. Even some of the good books you read, somebody was inspired to write that good book from another idea that was already put out there for people. So that's just to give you a little leg room, kind of help you out. Reading a lot will make you a better writer. I wanted to hit on this because there are writers I've ran into that actually do believe this. And the more I start to run into this, the more unsure I find out for this to be. And the reason why I say that, because I love reading. I encourage all my writers to read if you want to read. If that's what helps you, but not all. But reading will not make you a better writer. I'm going to be very honest with that. And the reason why I say it's not going to make you a better writer, it's going to make you a better reader. When you, like, so if I'm going to give an example. So, like, if I sit there and I do auto mechanic work and I read a bunch of auto mechanic books talking about how to fix my car, and I read a lot of them, and I go in there and try to do it myself, is that going to automatically make me a professional auto mechanic? No, it's not. Yeah, I've read a lot of books, and I probably wasted a lot of time reading those books. Like, I mean, maybe I got the general idea of how to do certain things, but reading is not going to make you a better writer. I'm going to be upfront about that. Like reading is cool, and again, I love doing it. Like I said, I'm reading Stephen King's entire library right now. I love reading. I loved reading when I was a kid. I had a whole bookshelf. So while the kids were out there playing, and I was, if I was grounded or whatever, I would sit there and just read every book on my bookshelf, and it would keep me occupied. And that's what pretty much made me a reader. So, I mean, I love reading. The thing is, though, but reading is not, I don't feel like reading is going to make you a better writer. Like, it's no way. I think writing, actually sitting down and doing the writing and understanding character development, story arcs, how things work, I think that's going to make you a better writer. You're not going to start out as the best writer in the world. I know I didn't. I was a horrible writer. I'll flat out tell you, I was not a good writer. Until I did it long enough and did it enough times to go like, okay, this is what not to put in here. This is what to put in there. Because I used to put like outrageous like stuff in my books that didn't work. So, so again, I think writing is going to make you a better writer, not just reading. If you're a good writer, you'll make it. Not with the internet. I think the internet says a lot different than that. uh, if you're a writer, if you're good, you'll make it. No, I think if you put the time and the effort into it, you will make it as a writer. And there's so many avenues. I just gave you 4 videos on my channel about self-publishing and traditional publishing. So there's so many different avenues. Let's see. Brilliant writing does not need a spell check. Yeah, that's not true. Brilliant writing still there are professional writers who do have editors. I think Stephen King has an editor. Every writer I'm guarantee does not put out quality material in a rough draft. I guarantee you. Just because you read something like, man, this is really good, you let any writer write their very first draft without editing it at all, you're gonna find some mistakes. You're gonna find errors in it. So so it's even if like you're the best writer in the world, still, I would use spell check documents. Again, I use Grammarly. Grammarly's a pretty good one. Scrivener I heard was good. Or if you want to go out and hire a professional editor, hire a professional editor is always good too. So that's just something to really think about. I'm gonna hit you one more because this video is actually kind of long. I've been going for about 21 minutes. So okay, so the last one I'm going to hit you with is, if it's correct and it's tight, it's good. So, so what I mean by this is, and this one actually made me really think about it because it's very true, because I've actually experienced this. I'm not gonna put the writer on blast because I don't do that on this channel. We love each other, we support each other and respect each other. So I'm not gonna do that. But this isn't like this isn't a writer within the writing community. So don't think I may be possibly attacking you. I'm really not. I'm not attacking nobody in the writing community. This is a professional writer, and I think I read the book. The writing was solid. It was tight. It seemed like it was edited very well, but the story was boring. I think I probably got maybe into. It just didn't even feel like there was even a story being told. It felt more like somebody was putting together. Somebody was taking their beliefs and their philosophies, and it was putting it into a book, but forgot how to develop any type of characters, maybe even care for any of the characters in the book or the story that they were telling. That's not good. So what I'm trying to basically convey here is that just because your book is very well edited, very well written, doesn't mean it's a good book. That doesn't automatically. So those who are trying to get into writing and think they have to have this perfectly written book, no, because this book was professionally edited. It was distributed by a huge company that read the story and thought it was a good idea. You know what I mean? So, and it is a very popular book too, if that gives you a hint. This book is very popular. So but I read it, and I think I had to do it for my Ohio State class. I'm a student at Ohio State University, and I read probably the first. Actually, no, this was for another college. I'm bad. This is before I got to Ohio State University. It was like 1,000-page book. I read the first 200 pages, and I just completely gave up on the book. I was like, wow. I like, the characters were unlikable. The characters didn't even feel like characters. It just felt like they felt like placeholders to just get through the book. So maybe you'll pick up on the book that I'm talking about. Like I said, I don't want to put the author, or I don't want to put their work out there like that. I don't criticize other authors on here. That was just like a slight little criticism, but I don't want people to think that. But that's the point I was trying to make, is to, like, your book does not have to be perfect. If you've heard the myth that your book has to be perfect, it does not have to be perfect. Or a perfectly edited book doesn't make a good book. So that's pretty much my whole list. I think I was just rattling on. I didn't even keep a list of this stuff. I don't know how many things I listed off, but check it out. Any of these you agree with? Any of these points you disagree with? Guess what? There's the comment section. So, again, like, comment, subscribe, all that good, beautiful stuff that you beautiful people do out there. Love you guys. You're amazing writers. You're talented. Don't give up what you do. Keep going at it. We are a community. Let's uplift each other as a writing community. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.